Welcome. My name is Ty. This is Lucid Luxury, where we experience our version of the kingdom of heaven. We are living and remembering who we are, experiencing financial prosperity, and living from this level of awareness. So just rest, relax, and receive. And I know you saw the title. What if the how, when manifesting, is the best part? Yes, this was a revelation that was given to me. And of course, I wanted to share it with my community, which gives an update to the Practice Faith reader. So, y'all know I did the Practice Faith reader last week. And of course, it was titled The Metaphysics of Pleasure. And this is me living in the end of creation, because I had no idea what the metaphysics of pleasure meant when I got the download, but it was revealed to me over the last few days. So now there is a complete reader. So make sure you get the complete reader that really talks about why the how is not important, because the how is the best part, goddesses. Think of it this way. You being an all-powerful God, an all-knowing God, you are the question and the answer, the beginning, the end, all of it. But how would you being the all-powerful God experience itself as all of these things? That is where the how comes in. And it's so funny because we hear all the time, you don't need to know the how, you don't need to know the how doesn't matter. But why? Why doesn't it matter? Because how is the pleasure of the all. How is how you get to experience yourself as God. So even think of it this way, how it was revealed to me. It's really called the reveal of pleasure. That's really how it was revealed to me. Is, we talk about soul time. Soul time, we're operating on soul time. That is only a piece of it. Y'all know, as humans, we tend to experience linear time. And the whole point of it was linear time is the how. Linear time is the pleasure of the avatar of your humanness getting to experience your manifestation. Knowing that you're coming from receive, knowing that the end of creation is finished, but you're coming from the pleasure of it all. So you're experiencing the end of creation, but you get to experience the pleasure of how. I'm going to give y'all the best example I can think of. So y'all know the last couple of videos, even today, I had put in my phone, a calendar note in my phone that big day. No idea what big day meant when I put it in there. I just get downloads and I write it down. But so that was the answer. The answer was big day. And as it's all unfolding to me now, releasing the complete reader, this is the how. This is how it's a big day. This is the experience of it all. So even thinking about those who sign up for my Lucid Luxury monthly newsletter, make sure you sign up if you haven't. I tend to just get the message. So this month has all been receive, receive, receive. I don't know how or what that necessarily means. That is the answer. The answer is received. And the unfolding of it all, the entire experience within the 3D, the entire experience of receive is the how. So I want y'all to think about it this way. Why the how doesn't matter? Because you're coming from the answered prayer, meaning you know that the prayer has been answered. You are simply experiencing how the prayer has been answered. And that is the pleasure of being human. I don't want y'all to get so lost in the darkness. So in the complete reader, I call it safe in the darkness. It's safe in the darkness, meaning the how. It's safe in not knowing how, because you're coming from the answer. So the answer has already worked itself out. That has already worked out. And the darkness is the how, but that is pleasure in the darkness and safety in the darkness coming from the answered prayer. So I hope that makes sense. And even a special gift, y'all, for those who don't know, hey, I am actually going live later today with Olivia on the Master Manifestors channel, so we can go deep into how this even relates to money. Y'all, when I tell you these gems are so good, they are so good. And I'm really just excited to share it all with you. So let me just make sure I covered everything, because this was just going to be a short live, y'all. I just really want y'all to get the understanding. Like, even thinking about the alpha and the omega, like when I really like meditate on all this, it's like it's plain sight. It's like almost elementary when you come from it from a different level of awareness. If you think of the alpha, the omega, the beginning, the end, all of the things, like how could the alpha, the omega experience itself as the alpha and the omega? It couldn't. So it gives us, our human self, linear time. Like linear time is the pleasure of the experience, but you're coming from the awareness of soul time, meaning the answer prayer. And that is the beauty of you being here now, is that you come from the awareness that you get to experience both the beginning and the end. Like, oh, this is the question, and I also have the answer, and I get the pleasure of experiencing the answer and the question from a different level of awareness. Like, I don't have to be afraid in the how piece, because I know that it's already worked out. Like, I'm coming from the awareness that my prayer has been answered, and I'm getting the pleasure for it to be revealed to me, like the how to be revealed to me. Think of it that way. So this will allow you to feel more safe in the unknown. Like, none of us ever know the how. That's not an accident. God created it that way on purpose, so you can get the pleasure of the surprise of the how, of the reveal of the how, knowing that creation is finished anyway. So it's like, you don't have to be worried about how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to get that. You already know that it worked out. You know that piece. Your point here in the 3D is to enjoy the reveal of the how, coming from the awareness that it's already done. So in that awareness, you can be safe in the how. Like, you can experience your safety in the how, because you know it worked out already, and you don't have to worry about that. That's not your part. That's God's job. My job here is to simply experience the unfolding of it all. So let me know if that makes sense. What else I want to talk about? So I did, for those who haven't got the first copy, so I did go ahead and make the foundation free, the practice faith, the whole foundational knowledge of living from the end of creation. That is still free. But I highly recommend you get the complete reader, because it teaches you how to apply everything you've learned in the foundation, everything you learned from living from the end of creation, to why the how isn't important, and taking pleasure in knowing that the how doesn't really matter. Like, that's not my job. I'm just here to experience the pleasure of how, and truly experiencing that coming from the certainty of uncertainty. That is so funny. I feel like all of it becomes so paradoxical, but it's like the certainty of uncertainty. Like, I'm uncertain how this is going to work out, but I'm certain that it already worked out. So now I get the pleasure of experiencing it all. So I highly recommend you get the complete reader, because it also comes with a 22-day revealing pleasure to you. It comes with journal prompts. It's like, it is a thick workbook. It's a thick reader, y'all. Like, this is no games type shit for me at this point. Like, I really want y'all to really experience the beauty of life within the 3D, life within the game. Like, yes, you are bigger than the program. You are bigger than the game, because you're you're experiencing yourself here. But it does not mean you need to escape the game. Why would you need to escape something that you created? You came here for the experience of yourself, for the experience of love, joy, vulnerability, tears, fears. You came here for all of it. You came here to experience all of it, and allow yourself to have the pleasure of experiencing all of it, coming from the awareness that it's already finished anyway. Creation is already finished. I don't need to worry about if this worked out. I already know that it worked out. All I need to do is experience the 3D of the unfolding of it all. But when I say this, I want y'all to think of it this way, because this is important, and this is what where a lot of people get tripped up, is because it doesn't look like it's unfolding, you continue to change your mind. And when you continue to change your mind and not persistent in your desired outcome, you are splitting realities. That means you're now calling forth a different reality, which now has to unfold, and it feels like you're starting all over again. However, if you persist in your answered prayer, knowing that the prayer has been answered, I'm persistent in that answered prayer, I can experience the unfolding of it all. This is why I do not recommend you change your mind on your desires if it's something you truly want to experience, because again, you, the avatar, is coming from the experience of it all. Like, I'm getting to experience the unfolding. I'm getting to experience the how. This is the pleasure of it all to me as the avatar. I am coming from the awareness that I'm the player, so I know how all of this unfolds, but I'm also the sim, so I get the pleasure of experiencing all of it unfold. So do not change your mind. Let me read. Speaking of money, I had an unexpected big lump sum of money come into my reality. Literally solved 2 projects. I was wondering how. Because you had already set your mind, Goddess, this is the pleasure of the how for you. You get the pleasure of experiencing lump sums of money coming from the answer that it's already worked out. This is why I say live from the end of creation and live from the answered prayer while having the pleasure of experiencing the 3D. Because if you're coming from this level of awareness, it's like, I'm living from the answered prayer. I'm living from the end of creation. I know that whatever I desire is already done. I don't have to worry about that. But I get the pleasure to witness all of it unfold as the all. Like, this is, you get the best of both worlds as God expressed. I want y'all to really know that. Like, you're literally getting the best of both worlds, experiencing the beginning, the end, being the alpha, being the omega, experiencing soul time and linear time. That's one thing I want y'all to really get that makes it so sweet to me now. It's like, you get the luxury of experiencing soul time, knowing that this is the point of creation, knowing that I'm living from the point of creation, knowing that I'm living from the end of creation, with the luxury of experiencing linear time, that all of this gets to unfold, and I still get to be surprised as if I didn't know that. How much beauty is in that? And if y'all come from this level of awareness, the 3D will be so much more pleasurable for you, because you know, no matter what's going on, it has already worked out. Like, I know that this has already worked out. I'm just enjoying the unfolding, and there's nothing to rush because I'm God and this has already worked out because I said so. Like, I literally wrote it this way. I know that I'm bigger than the program, with the awareness that I get to experience it all. And I think what makes it even more beautiful or more magical to me is the fact that God created it this way. Like, God created you to experience certain desires through you, knowing that it was already done. How much pleasure is in that, knowing that you get to be God expressed as your specific avatar? That is so pleasurable to me. Yes, it's such a beautiful pleasure. And when y'all can see this, when y'all see beauty, when y'all can really see the beauty in the 3D, you will stop giving it your power, because you know it's simply here for your pleasure. It's simply here for you to experience yourself being God in form. It's simply a vessel for the divine to experience life through you. Like, the divine is all powerful. Like, the divine is literally everything, and gets the luxury of experiencing your life through you. And at any given point, you can change your mind. Like, you as the divine can change your mind. Like, I don't like this. I don't want to experience this. Okay, change your mind. How easy is that? Just change your mind. And the funny thing is, I'm probably going to talk about this in another video or on Livy's Live too, but I'm going to tell y'all this. I want y'all to think about being the player of the game. We're about to get real deep, so make sure you follow me here. Make sure you're following me. Think of the player of the game, not the sim, the player who is putting in the cheat codes, building the house, doing everything, building this $1 million mansion, putting in the cheat codes, having all of this money, and then you start playing the game as a sim. The sim never has once questioned, where did you get all that money to build this house? How did I end up here in this penthouse? Like, the sim never questions that, because it's coming from the points of creation where it was already that way for the sim. However, the player is coming from the awareness that I made it this way for the sim. So even if you think about this on the opposite, think about a sim story who is scarcity. They have to struggle, climb the corporate ladder, do this, do that. And the sim is thinking, oh, once I accomplish all of these goals, I'll be this, I'll be that. But the player knows it doesn't matter what this sim does, because I've already written the story this way. They can keep trying to fix the 3D, but me, the player, has already written the story this way. So there's absolutely nothing that they can do in the 3D to change the story. This is why you do your mirror work and come from the awareness that you're the player, because you need to go into the mirror, remind yourself that you are the player, and you change the story of the sim and allow the sim to live it out. They don't ever question you when you change the story. They just start living it. I want you to play the game from this level of awareness. You are the sim who is simply experiencing what the player had already rendered in the game. And you're the player who's coming from the awareness that I am rendering the game. So Come from both levels of awareness. Again, you get the pleasure of coming from both levels of awareness. I get to be the player who is writing this entire story and the sim who just starts to experience it. But I'm not the sim trying to change the story within the game, because that's not how it was written. I have to come from the awareness that I am the player as well, and I have to change the game from this level of awareness. This is why it's important that you do that mirror work and you do your changes in the quantum internally. That's that internal way. If you're like, okay, well, Ty, I know this, but how do I do that? You do the internal work. Again, the only reality that exists from your point of existence is internal. That is the only reality. So you need to do that internal shift. Who are you being? How are you showing up? Do that work and allow the 3D to change. That is the only way you are going to be able to play this game the way you want to experience it. It's not difficult, loves. I promise it's not. All of these metaphysical concepts, they sound pretty, but they're not difficult at all. When you just accept the only reality that exists is my internal state, who I'm being, how am I showing up, what do I believe, how am I perceiving this reality? When you accept that to be the only true reality, you are now rendering the game. Don't try to change the 3D like, oh, I got this bill, now I'm stressed out. Well, your sim is always going to be stressed out about a bill because you're coming from the game. Like, how about you now put your awareness, okay, I'm now the player, so I don't want my sim to ever think about money. So now I'm about to write the game that way and allow the sim to experience the unfolded. Again, the sim never questions why was the game written this way. They just play the fucking game. Do reality this way. I promise it's going to change your life. And this is why I did that part 2, the complete reader of this whole practice faith, the metaphysics of pleasure, because I need y'all to understand that the how is simply the pleasure of it all. Stop trying to change the how. Enjoy the how. That is your whole point here in the 3D. Enjoy the how. And if you find yourself not enjoying it, slow down. Oh, this just came to me. Go back. God is so good. Go back to that visual I gave y'all about the butterfly on your finger. If you find yourself trying to control the how, I need you to ground yourself. Bring yourself back to this moment. Close your eyes. Picture the butterfly landing on your finger. What does it feel like? This is really just to get you back into your body, back into your awareness, to know that this 3D is not where I'm playing the game. This 3D is where I'm experiencing the game. I'm playing the game as the player. Y'all, this is so good. Like, when I tell you the way God has been giving me these revelations, just the fact that I had wrote down big day, not knowing what it meant, nothing at all. But again, God is like, okay, you're ready. This is for the people who's going to be ready for the trippy stuff. Believe the words that you're getting from God, whatever you're getting in meditation, whatever you know to be true, believe it and write it down and allow the how to reveal itself, because that's coming from the answered prayer. Like God told me big day, that was the answered prayer. Everything else that has been unfolding that led up to this moment, to this day, was simply the how. And I get the pleasure of experiencing it all. And you do too, y'all. Like, I am nobody that's like this big special spiritual person. I am spiritual, but that's because I'm open to it. You have to be open to it. You have to be open to the experiences. And if you're not, work your way up, because God is only going to meet you at your level of audacity. And if you're not confident to have the audacity to be ready to experience life this way, you're not. God is going to meet you where you are, and that is okay. But are you ready to be bold? That's where the question is going to come in. Are you ready to be bold? Are you ready to stop trying to change the game? Stop trying to render the sim. That is not how you're going to do this. Again, the only reality is your internal state. This is why I now view the 3D as the upside down. And everything here is backwards. Like, I really see it that way now. Like, everything in the 3D is backwards, and I do not operate that way. I'm coming from the awareness that this 3D is written backwards, and I have to play it a different way. Like, but it's simple. Like, I'm playing it from my internal state. I'm playing it from my level of awareness. You get to create the experience. Are you ready to go deeper? Are you ready to be bold? You have to ask yourself those questions. Anyway, loves, if that's what you want, who do I care? You can whoever you want as president. Anyway, loves, again, I am going to be live on Olivia's channel later today. I think, what time are we going live? I think it's 4:30 Central Time, so 5:30 Eastern. We are going to be talking about money, manifestation, why everything is free. I'm going to give y'all this exercise. Like, y'all, I'm so excited because I want y'all to experience the luxuries of life without the worry. Like, take the worry out and simply experience the pleasure. I want y'all to truly change your perception to see pleasure only. Like, you can have, the crazy thing is, I had to realize you can have the same thoughts and come from different levels of awareness, a different perception. Like, the thought didn't really change, but the way that I'm now perceiving that thought is different. And when y'all can truly see that, okay, the 3D is doing this, and I can perceive this as not working out for me. Or I can perceive, oh, this happened because it's working out for me. Oh, this happened because it's part of the unfolding. Think of it that way. Start changing the way your sim is perceiving reality. Do that internal work. So, anyway, let me see. When you just said the butterfly landed, I heard, be so still that the butterfly can land on your finger. And it's all an image of sitting in silence and allowing everything to just land in front of me. Oh my God, that is so beautiful, Infinite. I love that for you because, again, y'all know, I'm living from the answered prayer. So when God gave me that image, I have no idea what that really means as a sim. I'm like, okay, well, God, I trust you. So I'm going to listen and just do what you say and share it when you tell me to share it. And it's a reason for that. It's to keep you grounded in experiencing the 3D. Not to change it, simply experience. If you don't like the experience that you're having, you can go into player mode and change it that way. However, even that is something, y'all. God is so intentional. Even that, even if you're having an experience in 3 you don't like, oh, so I'm going to change it. You're still coming from, I'm not getting what I want. If you already set the intention of the experience you want to have, why not just perceive reality as that way? Like, okay, this is just part of the experience. And me coming from this level of awareness, y'all, like, I stopped practicing revision because I realized that last moment doesn't define this moment. And every moment I'm choosing a different moment. And I'm coming from soul time with the experience and pleasure of linear time. I know that sounds trippy as fuck, but really watch this back. Get the guide, get the reader, because it goes into details on these truly deep topics. It's like, it's simple, but yet somehow deep. Like, I really want y'all to just get it. And the number one rule into living from the end of creation, experiencing pleasure within the 3D, understanding that this whole experience is simply for your pleasure. You get the luxury of the experience in linear time, is do not entertain what you do not want to experience. Y'all, the reason why God has me say that so much is because that's the number one rule. Do not entertain what you do not want to experience. It's the waste of your fucking time here. I promise you it is. It is a waste of time. Stop doing it. If you're having an experience you don't want to experience, don't entertain it. Do the butterfly meditation. Go back internally. Understand that you are creating your reality internally only. This is an experience. You watching me is an experience that you called in, but your only reality that truly exists is your internal state. Everything you do from your internal state is what's going to define your 3D reality. So it doesn't matter what I tell you. If you're still perceiving your 3D reality a certain way, that is what you're going to experience. It really boils down to you and your own confidence. Like, that's what it's going to be. You and your own confidence to believe what you're hearing, believe what you know to be true for you. It doesn't even matter what I say. What do you know to be true for you? Believe that and experience reality from this point of view. Anyway, make sure y'all go to Livy's channel and watch our live at 4:30 Central Time. I'm so ready. And as always, I'm happy, I'm blessed, I'm free. Y'all